Okay. So, this is my last video for the night before I go to bed. And I told myself that I was going to at least make this video today. And just like my normal self, I have found so many other reasons why not to do this video that have been very valid reasons, very, very convincing reasons to not do this video, because I've got other things that are more important, but I am being guided by everybody. Let's just put it that way. A lot of spiritual, as my crown is tingling so bad right now. A lot of people, that it is now time for me to tell my story. What I mean by that is it is finally time. I am finally ready to be able to start telling how I got here. And I swear, any kind of tarot card readers, when you start hearing my story, Lord, are you going to be like, that's confirmation. That's confirmation right there. That's definitely exactly what I've been pulling for the last few years. Because, it's one hell of a doozy. Not gonna lie. I mean, even me telling it, there are people that I have talked to in the physical that I've told my stories to. Like I've told my story to multiple people, and many people are just like, holy shit. What? Now, the funny thing is that I don't hold on to my story in the context of where, like, my story does not define me. It's my life, yes. And it's been interesting, to say the least. But it's not who I am. It does not mean that I am my story. Like, if somebody came along with a way crazier story that more like out, I would not be upset because their story was bigger than mine. It's not that way. My story helped me become who I am. Like, I'm grateful for it. Like, I'm grateful for it. I love it. It's a beautiful story. Now I can look back at it and call it a beautiful story. A little while back, you could not catch me saying that at all. I was angry. I was so upset about my story. I did not like my story. I had so much rage and anger and shame and so many feelings about it. And I had a hard time telling it. I'm now at the point of where I've worked so much on my throat chakra and my heart chakra to be able to connect these with my confidence, my solar plexus chakra, and I'll just say all of my chakras. All of my chakras had to be in line. My root chakra, I had to feel safe enough to be able to tell my story in a coherent way, because also realize that if you do not feel safe and you have a very weak throat chakra, how you explain things, how you tell your story, is gonna sound cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs sometimes, okay? That's kind of how some of my stuff probably sounded to some people. Like, I felt like I was trying to get it out. I was like forcing it out. So it didn't sound the way that it's gonna sound now. It felt very, thank you guys. I appreciate you. They were telling me they love me too. Okay. Yes, so so much confirmation there. So my story was not going to be told correctly. Now, I have been weighing numerous times whether I should write a book or whether I should, do a podcast or that kind of stuff. But I feel like in those things, there are parts that you don't actually see. So with the video, with me making a YouTube video on it, with me posting content about it, this is a great way for you to actually see my feelings, my reactions, my there are going to be some parts that I have to explain about the body and how things work with it. And you need to be able to see the physical reaction that my personal body has to some things so that you actually can fully understand. Because some of these things, if you don't really know, you don't know. And so I kind of have to be the model. Vanna over here. Wait, Vanna's not around anymore, is she? I don't know who it is now, but whatever. Let's get back on track. Re-rail. Okay, so you need to be able to see all of these things. And so I also need to be able to show you some of my techniques that I use to be able to pull myself back from having to tell my story. Because realize too that when you have been through the extents of trauma that I have been through, and I know there's others out there that have, your body still remembers. So you have to do specific things to be able to ground yourself back into your body, to pull yourself back in. I will be doing some of those things here to be able to show you. So I realized that me sharing my story is something that has to be done. And it's not for me to be like, it is for me in a way to be able to be like, okay, this is what I can do. It's me telling about my gifts, because my spiritual gifts, my psychic gifts, all play a huge part in the story. It's about me fully coming out, me stepping out of the proverbial closet, I guess, in a way, but also allowing myself to finally be seen. That's a huge deal for me in the context of me working through my witch wound and past life stories and everything like that, that I am now healing and I'm shifting. So this is part of it, but it's also a part for me to be like, yeah, I'm that fucking badass. Yeah, I am fucking amazing, because I am. Once you hear the things that I've had to do and what I've had to work through and all of this stuff, yeah, pat me on the back, brush my shoulder off, because I am that fucking awesome, okay? It's not coming from a place of arrogance, of where, like, I think I am the most amazing person in this world and all shall bow at me. No, it's not that way. But it's about me, finally owning how badass I am and being proud of that as well. It's also me getting practice in being able to tell my story, because the more that you are able to work on it and fine tune it, the better you get at telling it. It's the same thing with jokes. It's the same thing with being able to deliver things, to describe things. It's me getting better at it. So we're going to go on this beautiful roller coaster ride of a journey. We're going to just enjoy it together. I'm going to get some good practice and I'm going to get better. And you guys are going to get a chance to really hear some cool ass shit. And you guys are going to get some good fucking tea. Like, I'm telling you what. You will love this tea. I'm telling you. But I just wanted to get on here and start the process, because once I upload this video, then I gotta be held accountable for finally showing up and showing out. And that's a little scary, not gonna lie. It is kind of scary. But at the same time, I need to push myself out of my comfort zone again. It's time to, I just got comfortable in my changing my hair color comfort zone. Now let's try and just shove myself out that comfort zone a little bit more, because that's where the growth happens, and that's where the real magic happens. So let's do this shit, okay? First and foremost, with my story, I want to say that with everything that has happened to me, I'm not upset by it. Why? Because of the fact that I am one of those people that truly, wholeheartedly believes in the fact that we agree to everything that we come down to here to. And the stuff that Dolores Cannon, if you haven't heard about it, Dolores Cannon is a great woman to look up. I was going to say I wish I would have known her, but at the same time, I can speak to her at any point. Just saying. That's what they just told me. Well, duh, you can still talk to her. I was like, okay, Spirit, thank you. My bad. Not going to say it then. But I love her, because the work she did really opened a lot of people's eyes. And so we forget a lot of things when we come down here and all of that. And I will touch up more on this on another video, because I could rant and rave for a while about this, because the way that our astrological charts sit, I'm just going to hit it now. Let's go. The way that our astrological charts sit are the portals that help guide us to come through for that direct time. Like, everything is planned out. Everything. So, yes, there are some things that go off script. Yes. There's a lot of things that, because we have free will, that kind of throws a wrench in things, but we agree to every single contract that we have with every single person. So keep that in mind. Every single contract with every single person. That I believe in all of that. I'm that person. As funny as it sounds, I didn't know anybody else believed in that until probably about 3 years ago. I didn't know anybody else believed in that. I believed in it because I was thinking that since I was a small child, I've been awake for a very long time, in the context of like a lot of the spiritual stuff that is coming out now, I was already aware of. I just didn't speak of. And I'll explain those reasons later on. But I already knew that this was something that I had agreed to. I knew that I signed up for this mission. So, first and foremost, I already agreed that I would come down here and do the shit. But that's also because you have to keep in mind that there are some spirits, some energies that are the elite of the elite, the John Wicks, the ones that are the super secret spies, the ones that are the spiritual assassins, the ones that come in and are Navy SEALs, the Rangers for the armies, or sorry, the Army Rangers is how you put it. Sorry. The top of the top, the highest of the high, the ones that are called in when they need the best of the best of the best. Okay? There are specific ones that are called in for specific missions because they are needed to handle such a delicate job. Now, why I bring this up is because of the fact that I'm not the only one. Because whenever you hear my story, you will be like, holy shit, how in the fuck? But realize that this is not my first time. I have been around my spirit has been around since the dawn of time. Sorry, just the images of what the beginning of time looks like, and the fact that I'm finally speaking my truth out onto the camera for everybody to hear with no concern of what other people think is such a different feeling. It's just a freeing feeling. It's a very beautiful feeling. But I am ancient. My spirit is ancient. I have been here. I don't even know how many times. I'm going to be real. I have been not even just here on Earth, in other planets, in other dimensions. I've been all over. Let's just put it that way. For not just even this life, this Earth span. Times before where the Earth collapsed and we had to start over again. I have been. Now, this was such a delicate mission. At one point, I remember, I'm laughing now because it was so funny, but at one point, I remember that I was going through the healing process, and I was like releasing a lot of the anger and the pain from discovering the truth and transmuting so much of that pain. It was heavy. It was so unbearable. And I was sitting there and I was just like bawling my eyes out. I was on the couch in the old apartment and I was just like, it hit me. It just hit me in that moment. And I was just like, it was spirits and God and everybody telling me that, hey, you chose this. Why would you choose this? And I thought to myself, I was just like, holy shit. My higher self my spiritual, bigger self out there must have like the most hugest set of balls to believe that I could actually handle this. I have a massive pair of nuts, cojones, to believe that I could have my memory erased and put down into this simulation, this game, and I could do it, that I could be able to handle it. And it was in that moment that I made that realization. I was just like, huh, well then I better fucking step it up. Because if higher self me knew that I could do this, well then I better have some fucking belief in myself. Because if higher me knew I could handle this shit, the crazy, the chaos, the pain, all of it, if they thought I had the guts, if they thought I had the ability, then I better get my ass in gear. So it was in that realization that I was just like, damn, I had a lot of faith in myself now, didn't I? Okay. But I also had a lot of faith in my crew, my spiritual crew, the fucking crazy amount that I have. Like, oh, that's another story because I'm going on. But that's another story that I'll be telling you about how spiritually equipped we are. And some of us know it. Some of us know it. But some people just don't know it. And if you knew it, how would you move differently if you knew it? Because that's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah, there's so much to go over with that. But I agreed to all of this. I said, and that's the thing, is we all have free will. We all have free will. We all have choice. Thank you for that confirmation, Bert. Excuse me. We all choose. So sit and think of that one. If you're having a really crappy experience or you're in like the worst of the worst, realize you chose this. Your higher self chose this for a reason. Now, what's the reason? What are you having to learn from this? What's the goal? And so I wanted to start it off that way because of the fact that this is why I am the way that I am now, is because having that belief helped me in so many ways. It helped me let go of so much stuff, helped me forgive in so many different ways. It helped me understand that I picked this mission. I said, sign me up on the dotted line. I got you, sir. Yeah, I chose it. So if I've chosen this mission, then I also get to choose to do whatever the hell I want to. And not in a like, oh, I'm going to go, kick puppies and, go burn down schools. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, well, if I chose to take on all of this and I realize how strong I am to be able to handle all of this, then I am definitely strong enough to go ahead and chase after, and not even chase after, to create whatever it is that I deem to be heaven on earth, to be amazing. And therefore, I shall. That's why I got a long list of things that I'm going to accomplish, and they will be done. So I'm gonna, before I keep rambling on forever, I'm gonna leave it at the fact that think about that in the aspect of the Dolores Cannon thought that we all forgot who we were and that we all chose to go through what we go through. I love that theory. Like that theory, I guess, is, I don't know if it's a theory, but that concept. There we go. That concept. And I've always believed it, but it's one of those things that now it's a lot stronger. And I see it a lot more now. So it is time for me to go to bed because I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I need to get at least some sleep because I got to go into the astral realms and I got to go do some shit. I know that. I don't know what. We'll find out when I wake up in the morning and I sit there and write my dreams out. But we'll see. It's been a little crazy the last couple of days. Very interesting shit. But I will talk with you guys later and I will start telling my story and start letting you guys have all the tea. You know, just spilling all of the tea all out. And I'll be drinking tea. Spilling tea and drinking tea. I like that. Okay, but I love you all. And this is going to be a fun journey. A fun time. Good night.